What's up, weirdos? Jared Leto is a multi-hyphenate creep with so many accusations and just like stated facts. It is a shock that anybody would ever cast him in a movie, but somehow he keeps getting cast in these big budget, like supposed to be box office smash hits, even when every single time he's in those movies, they flop. I genuinely think that his presence in these big movies is actually box office poison. So today I want to do a deep dive into Jared Leto and show exactly why he is this Botoxed tumor on the film industry. That's a little bit intense. But we're gonna be talking about his method acting nightmares where he's tormenting people on set.
Some really horrific gifts.
I go to so many weird things.
Sticky Playboy magazines.
Who did you send use to? Oh, everybody.
As well as the multitude of allegations from women, including minors, and also the literal cult that he's running. Well, let's start with the most famous and one of the darkest things I've ever heard, which is his method acting as the Joker in Suicide Squad. He famously gave a bunch of gifts to his co-stars, which included a live rat, bullets, a dead pig, anal beads, used condoms, sticky mags, a love letter, which alone, like, I know this is a known thing, but I don't feel like we process. You cannot do that at all. That's so, like, you cannot do that. I don't care if we're on a movie set. What are you doing? And look at how Viola Davis talks about it. Just look at the question she's asked right here and how she answers.
Suicide Squad. Yeah.
You're in
the Joker. Yeah. He did some bad things, Jared Leto did.
The interviewer said, I want to ask you about Suicide Squad. And Viola Davis said, as if remembering a war, oh yes, the Joker. Like, not my role in the Suicide Squad, my experience making that fun movie. It was just trauma. Jared Leto, he did some bad things. She continues.
He gave some really horrific gifts. He had a henchman who would come into the rehearsal room, and the henchman came in with a dead pig and plopped it on the table, and then he walked out. And that was our introduction into Jared Leto.
How are you gonna do that to Viola Davis, dude? A dead pig! The look in her eyes as she's recalling that memory. And that's, like, to be honest, one of the more tame things that he sent. He sent used condoms. Any other environment in the world, and you would, like, go to jail for that. But this was a story that blew up huge around the release of Suicide Squad. I guess because he thought,
yeah, I can say this stuff because the Joker creepy, so it's gonna be cool to be the creepy guy.
Look at how he says it in an interview, though.
Who did you send use to? Oh, everybody. Maybe they didn't want to tell you, but no, I mean, I did a lot of things to create a dynamic, to create an element of surprise.
Yeah, you created a dynamic that would get you in, like, jail. You sent them to everybody, but maybe I'm just not an artist. Maybe I'm just small-minded because Jared Leto has a very convincing argument for why he did it.
I mean, the Joker is somebody who doesn't really respect things like personal space or boundaries.
Yeah, I mean, the Joker is a comic book serial killer psycho, but you're an actor. Why are you doing serial killer psycho stuff to real people who are just Viola Davis? Like, he sent that to Margot Robbie. He did this to his coworker. Look at her.
Did you get one?
Yes, I got so many weird things. I can't even begin to tell you the weird things I got.
Like, she's uncomfortable to talk about it. It's not just her. I mean, look at what Adewale Akinoye Agbaji said.
I got a number of gifts from Jared.
Okay, what he
Which I don't like to talk about.
You tell me he sent people used.
Yeah, he sent used and sticky Playboy magazines.
That is terrorizing. This alone, he shouldn't have ever got cast again. I don't know how this moment was like a, wow, Jared Leto really went crazy for the Joker. This is so, like, actual cancelable offense. There's no world where you could be sending somebody that stuff and it's okay. And not that it would be okay if the performance was good or anything, but he did all of that for a performance that is good in, like, 5 seconds.
Really?
Of a trailer in the movie where that shot wasn't even actually used in the final version. Really, really bad. You know what else is really, really bad? His method acting on the movie Morbius. He method acted in Morbius. This is from an interview by Uprocks. The interviewer was talking to the director of Morbius and they said, I heard a story about filming and I want to see if this is true. Someone told me that Jared Leto was so committed to playing Michael Morbius that even when he had to go to the bathroom, he would use his crutches and slowly limp to get to the bathroom. But it was taking so long between for pee breaks that a deal was made with him to get him a wheelchair so someone could wheel him there quicker, and he agreed to that. Is that true? The director simply said, yes. Imagine being the PA that has to wheel Jared Leto around for Morbius! We're not talking a Paul Thomas Anderson movie with Daniel Day-Lewis. We're talking Michael Morbius. By the way, that's real. His name is Michael. I've never seen Morbius, and I never never would. And for a movie like that, Jared Leto was just making the crew push him around, going on crutches. Oh, I need to. There is no world where that turns into the movie being better. There's no way. It's just for attention, and it's just because he likes to do it and he wants to have fun. And he has this weird power type complex that this is all definitely feeding into, which we will get to in the cult, trust me. Doing the same thing in Blade Runner 2049 when he put blinding contacts in. He did the same thing in Requiem for a Dream. He did the same thing for that one where he played the guy who shot John F. Kennedy? No, this is Jared Leto playing the guy who killed John Lennon. But what's Jared Leto's response to these allegations? Well, in 2021, conversations around Jared Leto were kind of hitting a fever pitch, especially with the allegations with the women and the minors, and this stuff about the method acting, specifically the Suicide Squad story, came back in a big way, and he had an amazing response for it. Any of the very few gifts that were ever given were given with a spirit of fun and adventure, and received with laughter, fun, and adventure. It's all filmed. They filmed it all. People were dying. We were just having a goof. I'm playing a guy called the Joker. It's okay to play some jokes. Nothing ever crossed any lines, and it's not up to other people on the internet to create those lines. I'm an artist at the end of the day. If I do something risky and you don't like it, basically you can kiss my ass. Is that the ass that you ripped those beads out of before you handed it to Will Smith on a platter? You can really tell that his publicist was very much feeding those fun and adventure taglines to him.
No. It was like in the spirit of fun and like adventure, because you're crazy and you rock climb, Jared. You're so sick.
Nothing ever crossed any lines, he said. And it's not up to other people on the internet to create those lines, he said. Okay, but it's used in magazines and beads and a dead pig carcass. No, people were dying. No, it was literally so funny. That's why when Viola Davis recounts that story, she looks like she's seeing a ghost. That's why everybody said, I actually don't think I can talk about what he did because it would get this movie fully stopped from being released, because what he did is 100% a crime in every country of the world. But that's the most famous, yet still the least creepy thing about Jared Leto. But first, I want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Paradise Paws. This game is so adorable. You rescue and care for the sweetest little animals at this mysterious island sanctuary. You hatch eggs and feed baby animals, watching them grow until they become your little helpers in this sanctuary. You merge, it's very satisfying gameplay. You play as Natalie with your sassy best friend Lizzie, uncovering island secrets and fighting off those greedy developers who are trying to take over this little sanctuary. Every satisfying merge brings you closer to protecting these animals and saving their home. Best part, it's completely free to download, totally ad-free, and perfect for offline play. It's great on an airplane. No Wi-Fi needed, no ad interruptions. Play endlessly without buying anything. There's no like hard block. For instance, Cooper from the future right here. I'm waiting for a video to finish exporting, and I'm literally just actually playing this game. Look at my little cute animals. Anybody hungry? Are you kidding me? It's the cutest thing ever. If you were within the first 100 to install via my link, click the link in my description or the QR code, you get an exclusive baby penguin named after my channel to help you gather resources faster. It'd be so cute. I'm basically there. I am the little penguin. That's me. So download Paradise Paws now using the link in my description or in the pinned comment. And thank you again to Paradise Paws for sponsoring this video and putting me in the game. Now back to the story of my favorite actor of all time, Jared Leto. The allegations against Jared Leto made by so many women, it's shocking to me that he's still getting cast in movies when the things that are being said and alleged about him are like worse than people who are fully perma-canceled and said by extremely major players in the industry. And I think we should start there because maybe the biggest proponent of the Hate Jared Leto Club is James Gunn, the CEO of the DCU. He throws so many shots at Jared Leto and they're all so valid. For instance, he tweeted around the time that he was directing The Suicide Squad, like the sequel to Suicide Squad, which had Margot Robbie return, had a bunch of people return, and there was speculation of, is Jared Leto coming back? This fully sealed that Jared Leto was not coming back. Dylan Sprouse tweeted, yo, at Jared Leto, now that you've slid into the DMs of every female model aged 18 to 25, what would you say your success rate is? Definitely him coming out there because he's like talking to some girls and he's found out. 18 to 25 though? It's not like a crime. He's in his 40s, but not a, oh, James Gunn replied, he starts at 18 on the internet? Like you can't get more blatant than that. That is a huge person in the industry. And he's out here going,
oh, Jared Leto, you mean the Predator.
But it's not just that, because he went on, there was an app called Periscope a while ago. It was like a video sharing app. It's fully died, which has made this lost media, and I've looked forever to try to find this clip. If you can find it, DM it to me. I'll post it as a YouTube short. But James Gunn posted and then shortly after deleted a Periscope video where the reports state that James Gunn offered details about Jared Leto's sex life, including that, quote, Jared Leto sleeps with underage girls. He said it, and then he deleted it and tweeted, good morning to Bogota, Colombia, and sorry to all of you around the world who saw my Ambien-fueled Periscope session last night at 3 a.m. Yes, I erased it. So he took some Ambien, was feeling a little bit loopy, and he's like, Jared Leto, I can't keep this in, Jared Leto. Also in 2012, James Gunn tweeted, driving home from Vegas, trading stories about what a dick Jared Leto is. He hates that guy, and he's genuinely like a super powerful person in the movie industry. But if we're talking allegations and accusations against Jared Leto, those are pretty damning from James Gunn. But there's also countless women who've come forward and shared their stories about this guy who's getting cast in blockbuster movies still. Because these allegations have been around since 2005. If you go back to 2005, there is an article that is posted specifically about this. September 12th, 2005. By the way, you're not gonna believe the first line of this article. I have to show you. Opening line, Jared Leto likes him young. You better not ever go to Cell Block 1. Like literally starting the article off with not like us exactly, but 20 years before. Insane. Jared Leto likes him young. The 33-year-old Requiem for a Dream actor last seen squiring Ashley Olsen and Lindsay Lohan around town. God, in 2005 with Ashley Olsen, how old was she in 2005? About 19 years. Okay, cool. It gets worse. Leto, who booked a suite at the Meatpacking District hotspot while he was in town with his rock band 30 Seconds to Mars, has become infamous for calling and texting some of his underage objects of desire several times a day, reports one in the know snitch. He's been approaching all the girls and inviting them to his shows, snickers the source. Girls from IMG, Elite, Next, and Women are staying there, and Jared has been hitting on all of them. He's a serial texter. He is constantly texting these 16 and 17-year-old girls. It's really kind of creepy. Or in a since deleted message forum about sexual assault allegations against Jared Leto specifically. There was a community for that. A source alleged that Leto molested her when she was 17. I think he got pleasure out of hurting me in retrospect, but I was too young and didn't know that then. In 2013, another anonymous user posted a similar interaction with Leto where she accused him of pedophilia. I met Jared Leto when I was 17, a naive innocent girl, on one of his movie sets in Brooklyn when he was turning 34, the user wrote. Later in her post, she detailed how she would often meet Leto at hotels near Gramercy Park in New York. The user claimed that Leto told her to verbally tell him that she was 14 or 15. She added, he was very pushy into coercing me to do sexual acts with him, and he was quite rough and forceful. Now, he was forced to come out and specifically talk about and deny a lot of these allegations when this article was posted on Airmail. The Cult of Leto. He has acted in everything from American Psycho to House of Gucci. Now Jared Leto stands accused of impropriety by 9 women. One of the things they talked about in that article was the recent resurfacing of a post that DJ Allie Teals had made in 2012, where she said, "You're not really in LA until Jared Leto tries to force himself on you backstage, in a kilt and a snow hat. I was assaulted and traumatized by this creep when I was 17. She wrote in a separate story, she added, he knew my age and didn't care. What he did was predatory, terrifying, and unacceptable. Shout out Airmail so much for doing this investigative reporting, because one woman told the publication in 2006 when she was 16 years old, Leto approached her outside a Los Angeles cafe. She claimed Leto was sat with a fellow actor, Ashley Olsen, who'd we just hear about, who was then 19, and he had grabbed her arm. I looked down and it was Jared Leto, she told Airmail, adding, we had a quick conversation and he got my number. She went on to say that Leto called her home a few days later, recalling, I don't know if he was on drugs or what. It was the weirdest, grossest voice. But for me, it's Jared, you know? And the conversations turned sexual, she continued. He'd ask things like, have you ever had a boyfriend? Have you ever sucked a dick? 34-year-old man asking a girl that he's trying to get intimate with,
have you ever had a boyfriend? Have you ever been...
This man is getting cast in blockbuster movies, and this is what the allegations against him are. Like, this is as bad as it gets. Model Laura LaRue came forward with a similar claim, saying that when she was 16 years old in 2008, she was at an event in a private residence in Beverly Hills where Leto was watching her so intensely. He asked how old I was. I said, I'm 16. How old are you? LaRue told Airmail. Leto, who was 36 at the time, then reportedly asked for her number. The two began an email correspondence, which resulted in her visiting Leto's home in April 2009, the outlet alleges. I remember him teasing me the whole time I was there, LaRue said, adding, he was flirting with me. He'd lean in close, then pull away, like it was a game. She described a separate visit when she was 17 years old, where she alleged Leto walked out of her room completely naked. He just walked out like it was normal. I thought, hey, this is just what adult men do, she said, as an underage girl of a 36-year-old man, who you can catch in theaters right now, starring in Tron Ares. I'll just throw some more quotes out there that he said to her, allegedly. Do any of the little boys you hang out with f you? The allegations continue, and they are as specifically physical and disgusting as they could possibly be. So you've got to check out Tron Ares. We've got Jared Leto in it, which with all this, it's just so shocking that Tron Ares and every movie that he's done in the past 5 years has flopped so hard. When Jared Leto is in the culture publicly as this guy, I feel like people know in general that there's like accusations and allegations, but I don't think people know like the specificity of it. I genuinely cannot say some of these things online. It's like really, really disturbing. There's another story where there's an adult film star star who's talking about how he invited her into the tour bus and was getting her to do, stuff with his brother, and then he started like choking her, and it was like scary. These are all publicly out there, and they have been known. They've been known so much so that over a decade ago, the head of the DCU was already talking about in detail. Like, this is such a thing that is out there. It's not like an open secret. It's what's known about him. Like, these allegations are known. Hopefully this video can make you like more aware of the specificity of it, and it's not just like he's a creep. It's like there's specific stories with specific people who are coming out. And I think that context is really important to know before we get into this next part, because imagine that guy with those desires, that track record, getting a bunch of people to fly out, pay him a shit ton of money to go to an island where they compete for his physical attention. Well, that's exactly what he's doing with Mars Island, or as he sometimes likes to call it, the Church of Mars. 30 seconds to Mars, call it Mars, He sold 3-day weekend passes with VIP packages, costing up to $6,500. The band's Twitter account tweeted this out in 2019. Yes, this is a cult. And it's like, haha.
Yeah, I know it looks like a cult. People are calling it a cult. It is a cult, ha.
Let's get into it, because it is a cult. First of all, these pictures, this is cult. Just because you say this is a cult and it's like a joke, it doesn't mean that it's not a cult. Look at this. Like, these pictures are insanity. But the best look inside the cult itself is from somebody who actually went to it. This is an article posted by Jenica Enoch called Escaping the Cult of Mars. Because there's something really funny that she wrote in her article where she's answering this specific question. She said, is Camp Mars and the Echelon really a cult? She says, long story short, no, it's really not a cult. Personally, I think Jared thinks it is, and or wants it to be, and no one has ever really told him no. So she's like, no, it's not really a cult because it is only for 3 days, but I think he thinks it is, and he wants it, and he wants it to be one. But let's look at all the things he does to make it actually a cult, like, or what you would describe as a cult. This is an article that was written that said, Leto is acutely aware of this degree of fan dedication, which is why the band once held a competition in which, appropriateness be damned, the prize was a night sleeping in his bed. But the thing that really sells it for me, where I'm like, no, I know it's not like a cult that's like long standing and people are like sucked into it, but it is an ego cult. I mean, look at any picture of it. He's dressed in all white with people all surrounding him. We know he has that power complex from all the method acting stuff, and we know everything that's creepily alleged against him for decades. That type of guy would only do this type of thing for very, very specific and dark and creepy reasons. And this is a very big part of it, where in this article by Grunge, they wrote of, at the time, the most recent Mars Island, gathering. They said, just like the first year, many similar amenities are offered for those who chose to attend this edition, including live concerts, tattoos, where they tattoo the band's logo on them, and the opportunity to practice yoga, or just take in the beautiful scenery. But they continued, fans who attended the Mars Island Festival back in 2019 were disappointed when promised concerts turned out to be preaching sessions from Leto. They came to experience like a 3-day, oh, my favorite band, I get to be on a vacation with my favorite band, beaches plus concerts, and then it's just him going up there going, all you need to do is follow me. Everything will be better if you just breathe. Close your eyes and give me your underage girls. Let me text them, please. He is real life Predator Joker. That's why he was so stoked for that role. That's why he went method acting like crazy. He's like, oh my God, I can finally be myself. You think the guy who's sending used to Will Smith is not doing creepy shit on Mars Island? He is! It's already creepy to dress in all white, make them all dress in white, and then preach to them. That's a cult, bro. And he's still getting cast in these movies. But let me tell you, I think the tide is actually turning. A tweet from an anonymous top talent agent said of Tron Ares flopping at the box office, you could have had Ryan Gosling. It wasn't gonna work. No one asked for this. If you say Tron Ares is good, we just needed a different actor, you're deluding yourself. And I love this. They replied to their tweet and they said, would you watch a Tron movie starring Ryan Gosling or most other lead actors over Jared Leto? 59,000 votes, 84% said yes. And this is the secret truth. But it's not just Tron Ares, because by the way, it flopped hard. And it's a Tron movie. You know how hard you have to up to not make a good Tron movie? But let's just go look at his last 5 movies. Tron Ares, mega flop. The 2023 Haunted Mansion had a production budget of approximately $150 million, and it grossed $117 million worldwide. Just so you know, generally the rule of thumb is like there's production budget, and then there's the huge marketing budget, which can be like half of the production budget. So let's just say $225 million total dollars. They only made $117 million. Then you factor in the theater split, which takes 50. So really you have to double the production and the marketing budget budget to start making any money at all. So that was like a huge flop, but you can't put that all on Jared Leto. Like, who wanted to watch a Haunted Mansion movie? Not me. But then you take a look at Morbius. Morbius had a production budget of approximately $75 million with a reported marketing budget of around $110 million. That's insane. The movie made $167 million, less than the production plus the marketing budget. And we know that it has to double both of those together to make any money. Huge bomb, huge bomb, huge bomb. Let's go back to his fourth most recent movie. Now, House of Gucci had a $75 million production budget. If we're going on like the conservative scale of just half of that added as the production budget, let's just say a cool $110 million. Well, the movie made $153 million. Only problem is it would have needed to make $250 million to make any money. But okay. You can't put that all on him. That movie looked like it was kind of all over the place, even though you could really put it all on him because his performance looked insane.
Never confuse shit with chocolato. They may look the same.
They may look the same. We're going too hard though. Let's go back to the fifth most recent movie. A little movie called The Little Things. And this is a much smaller movie and it's got a big star like Jared Leto, so surely it's gonna make back the money. The budget was only $30 million production. So let's say $45 million total. It has to make $90 million to just break even. And worldwide, it grossed, $30.8 million. Okay, so it's just bomb. And we can even take it back to Blade Runner 2049, but I don't want to do that because I love Blade Runner 2049. The point being, he has done 5 movies in a row. We're supposed to act like he's this A-list actor. All he does is show up, cause a lot of controversy, and bomb the movie. And that definitely not Jared Leto's talent agent said that movie wouldn't have made money even if it had Ryan Gosling. Okay, but the thing is, nobody is talking about it like this, but I have an understanding. After looking at all of this, specifically just confused why he's being cast at all, but the reason that these movies are bombing, from my perspective, when I saw the Tron Ares trailer, I saw Jared Leto in it. And it's not, I don't want to see it because it has Jared Leto. When I saw the Morbius trailer, it wasn't, I don't want to see it because it has Jared Leto. I mean, that is definitely a big aspect of it. That is a huge aspect of it. But from just the movie perspective, more so than even just that, the decision to cast Jared Leto in a key role in a movie in these years, after all of this stuff is so publicly known and publicly out there, the decision itself to cast him throws into doubt the decision making of everybody who's involved in that movie. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at a movie that thought Jared Leto would be good to be in it. I do not trust the vision of the people behind that movie anymore. Do you know how bad I wanted to see a new Tron movie? When I saw the first trailer of it, I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And then Jared Leto pops up and I go, okay, so the movie is gonna be bad because you wouldn't make a good movie and cast Jared Leto this late. Like, especially since the 2020s, it's really, really known. And if we go look at the movies that he's coming up in, I mean, he's got a couple in pre-production, and then this one, Masters of the Universe, where he's playing Skeletor, opposite Nicholas Galitzini as, what's his name, He-Man? And I think that, yeah, that might be the last big movie that Jared Leto ever gets to do. And I think that this is very important context for why he was cast in Tron Ares at all in the first place. Look at a little bit of what he says in this interview.
They said, what do you think about developing this? I was like, absolutely, I love Tron. And so for the past 9 years, we've just been pushing the boulder up the hill.
He was the one who got like the movie made because a decade ago when this had like all started, he was like the key person attached to be in it. That was back before this stuff had like really blown up and people really knew about it. Like, it was happening. But post 2020, it's been like a huge reckoning with Jared Leto, but also not because he's still in these movies. But Tron Ares specifically, it's because he was attached, and the movie itself, like, people are going, well, why'd you cast Jared Leto? Well, it's Jared Leto who developed the movie. Like, he's been in this version of the movie since day one. And I've gotta think that after all of this is going on, hopefully some studio heads see this video, I gotta hope that people stop tying their hundreds of millions of dollars to this dude who can only be described as box office poison and predator and creep and cult leader. You can describe him a lot of different ways, I guess. Hey, by the way, remember that time somebody sent him an ear and he put it on a necklace? At this point, it just can't be excused anymore. Casting him in a movie, you can't excuse it. It's not just the workplace, like, actually insane harassment that he does under the guise of, oh, it's method acting. It's just a free pass to do the things that we see him already doing to allegedly teenage girls. James Gunn is a studio head and he hates him and knows about it. Everybody has to know about it. And it's about having the specificity out there and not just the Jared Leto's a creep and a cult leader. Because it's like,
Okay, but he's not actually a cult leader.
sure, but he kind of is and he wants to be. And the things that he's doing outside of the cult are a billion times worse. I mean, not to say that he's not doing that stuff inside the cult also, allegedly. But a pattern has emerged across his entire entire life and across every single encounter in any capacity that anybody has with him, where he is just a predatory creep. And as of right now, he's set to play Skeletor in Masters of the Universe. That does look like an incredible movie that's gonna come out to nothing but rave reviews and box office gold. Or maybe he'll get recast. I would maybe watch the movie if he got recast. I'm not gonna watch it currently because it just speaks to dumbass decision making. But I don't know. That's just me. Please subscribe.
The thing that sucks though is I did like his music when I was like a wee boy. Like when I was in high school, I would hear his music and I'm like, oh yeah, this is what like my brother and like cool people would listen to. Like, I don't know, there was a part of it that was cool. I thought that the Suicide Squad not the Suicide Squad. I thought the Suicide Squad trailer was pretty epic, and I actually thought that him as a Joker had a lot of potential, but the edit and the movie itself was just ass.